3 years ago, we developed a curriculum for Empowered Worldview out of a demand that was emerging from our experiences working with communities. And we started in Tanzania, then we spread to Kenya, we spread to Burundi, we spread to many other countries. To date, we are not only in East Africa, we are in Southern Africa region. Empowered Worldview is being done in West African region. More recently, India and other countries in Asia are beginning to show interest in it. And so for the last 3 years, we started implementing, focusing on training facilitators at the country level, and these facilitators going down to support our field staff in the programs, and these field staff working with the partners and change agents in the communities that are addressing issues of livelihood, address issues of health, address issues of education, child protection, and basically around our transformational development agenda in the communities.
Right now, World Vision is renewing its passion and commitment for transformational development. So that means really bringing about change that addresses those underlying social, cultural, or even spiritual root causes that keep people trapped in poverty. That's really what transformational development is. And we sense that God is calling us to go deeper, to address those underlying deeper issues.
So when I first became introduced to the Empowered Worldview, it became very clear to me that it was a biblical program, and I think that it's the way that change can happen in a community. And my motivation is that I feel that God calls me to help other people in any way that I can. And I saw this a very clear path that I could see some tangible transformation in communities.
So we've been doing that for the last 3 years. But we've never had an opportunity to bring the countries together. So this is the first time that we said we have been hearing different stories. We have even done a book which we have published, collection of stories of impact from Tanzania, from Kenya, from Malawi. But we felt that for the first time, it's good to bring all the practitioners together. This event was a learning event. It wasn't a training. And so in a learning event, you bring people together and you create space to share. You create space to reflect, and they are sharing how they have been working on Empowered Worldview, the journey they have gone through, the experiences they have gone through, the impact they have had, the challenges they have gone through, and some of the best emerging stories of hope that we are hearing from how children are being impacted, families are being impacted, and communities. And so once we share and we reflect, we also learn. And so we provided space for countries to make individual presentations. We had a few case studies from actually 4 countries. We had Zambia, we had Malawi, we had Tanzania, and Burundi as case studies, because these are countries that have started this earlier and they have gone deeper.
Our children, the functional literacy is about 40%. And just giving you that picture, that justifies a need that we want a certain approach that can really transform things in Malawi. And we've come to realize that in BWV is an answer.
Your situation says you are not doing anything, but we're encouraging farmers to do something. So we're encouraging our facilitators to do something.
This program is not about sitting on the desk sending the powerful emails. Emails don't know work. Work is in the field.
Mainly, our Empowered Worldview is addressing these issues of mindset, the culture, the beliefs, and all that. And those are some of the stories that you'll be seeing. So we did some work with Iro and in Tegama. We have also rolled out Empowered Worldview in the rest of the programs. So basically, that's the context, and that's the background.
Mubandwa na hanyuma ndaragura akoresha ikirore narabiramwe ingwara narisiga ingwa Icara mu ifoteya ari mfise inkoni yitwa imbonekera kure narafata umuti w'umwasamuzo kugira nugurure mutwe idayimoni zibone kure nari mfise ipayipo nshobora gushiramwo imiti isato z'intare eka z'ibikoko bikuru bikuru ngaca ncanga n'umuti witwa umusasankware umubira n'iyindi etc. Hanyuma rero umurwayi rero yaza namusaba 5,000 vyo kugira ngo ndamusuzumira ingwara.
Barahenda abantu bakarushira ku muti kora ngaha muri uyu muti atera aba rero uragwaye we baraguhaye ishano zana amafaranga 200,000 warafise agatungwa agaca ajana kagatungwa kiwe ku isoko hanyuma agaca afisha urutunzi bwiwe akaca agurisha akariha umupfumu.
Ariko nshitse muri izo nyigisho nazishikiyemwo ndazumva ndazinonosora nta kanyuzwe ko yoba ari mutima mweranda yabonye no hava mpera mu byaha acaca kurabo.
According her testimony, we can see how the power of God can deliver someone. And I say something. So, in Power Worldview can be this link to put someone in the spiritual transformation and go slowly, progressively to the economically and development transformation. Because the lady, she was transformed by God spiritually. And then after her transformation spiritually, she joined a saving group where she is now getting some money to solve her own problem.
In this particular meeting, we've actually realized, even from the field experience, that we have some aha moments that have to do with God. That by getting people together and trying to do this work of Empowered Worldview, we are also giving room for God to work in people's lives. And therefore we see change coming that is not what we had even anticipated. It's exciting change, but we attribute that fully to God, because you can't, like yesterday we had this witch doctor who was a witch doctor. She's no longer a witch doctor. And she told us it's the Holy Spirit that helped her to move from what she was actually doing. She didn't say it was World Vision. And so sometimes you may be able to think about things that you can measure at the beginning, but sometimes how they show up in the field, you don't really have. But that's why we need the stories of what has already happened, which we have not predetermined, because we can't predetermine what God is going to do. We can't predetermine what the Holy Spirit is going to do. But we can wait to see what has been manifested and document that.
In the future, I would love to see more of those stories, and I would love to see people in their communities coming up with enterprises and innovation on their own, unprompted by anything, because they were transformed. God transformed them, and we were an agent through the Empowered Worldview. We just brought this news to them. They connected with it because they were created to connect with it. And they are now on their own. They're doing exactly what they were created to do.
But we also provided a gallery walk so that every other country that has been doing Empowered Worldview can also showcase the work. And so the gallery walk provided an opportunity to walk around in the marketplace. It is kind of a gallery walk, is like a marketplace where you go and see how each country has gone through. So they were able to work with us through their process, through the how Empowered Worldview has connected with the ongoing processes within the national office, and what are some of the successes, and what are some of the challenges, and what are some of the tools they are using. And so that was the purpose of having this space for national offices to share.
When I saw through the gallery workshop, many of the children issues like education, life health, life food security can be addressed by Empower Worldview. In my understanding before, Empower Worldview was all the time and always addressing food security issues. But never known we can do the link between Empower Worldview with child protection, Empower Worldview with child health, empower Worldview with education.
We have learned from other national offices, for example, how they are using Empowered Worldview for livelihood and resilience. Having seen such lessons from other countries, there is also opportunity to improve in Burundi.
Unless we are committed to transform the transformers, our staff and the change agents that we are working with them in supporting the different livelihood, different technical programs that we are working on, we cannot go far. So we have affirmed clearly that the transformer, the one who works to facilitate change in the community, must first be transformed. And we have had many other things that we have all affirmed together, and I have no doubt, listening to them, I have no doubt the way they are going to do it in their country.